Hello everybody, my name is Caden and welcome back to Minecraft Dinosaurs. And today we've got quite the slate of projects in front of us. A couple things to go over quickly. Well, first, one of the projects I would like to get done today is giving us a second view into our lovely little Ceratosaurus exhibit, as well as maybe actually making it look a little nicer, throw in a little bit of decoration here and there, you know, try to make it fancy and whatnot. Work on our Dryosaur exhibit. I have a couple of ideas for how to improve this. One being it's going to expand a little. We're going to work on the fences, and I might actually change up their shelter back there for something a bit nicer, a bit fancier. We'll see. And finally, well, because I shouldn't say finally, one of the other things I really want to get working on today is just, well, setting up this whole area for future exhibits and potentially getting in a new animal or two or three. We'll see how many I get in. It really just depends on, you know, what I decide to end up doing. But anyway, with all that being said, I think we need to take a quick trip to the egg room. Okay, and here we are over by the lab because we got a whole bunch of cool new stuff. On the last live stream we did, I was supposed to say the previous stream, on the last live stream before this episode went up, we went and got tons of fossil. I think we analyzed like 3 stacks of biofossil, and we got a lovely Stegosaurus, which I'm going to be throwing in with our Dryosaurs. We also got a whole ton of other cool Jurassic animals, and because I haven't shown it off in a little bit, we also just have so many dinosaurs to work with now. We have, I don't think we have everything yet. We're getting pretty close to getting all the dinosaurs available in the Fossils and Archaeology mod, which is super duper cool. But because we got the Stegosaurus, I think the first project I want to get started on is just working on adding it to our Dryosaur exhibit. So let's upgrade that Dryosaur exhibit a little. Alright guys, in typical Caden fashion, we can see that when I said, oh hey, let's get to work on the Dryosaurus exhibit and, you know, make this a little nicer, we're still gonna get that done. Instead what happened is, oh hey, there's a lot of terrain that needs to be changed, and let's get to work on that. Like I said, you know, I do tend to take whatever exists and make it completely different, and this already feels very different. I think getting rid of that dip actually helps plan this area out a lot more. It's a lot less crazy looking, I think, a lot less crazy heights, and actually a lot more usable. It won't be completely flat like that forever. We'll probably smooth the terrain out into more of a gradient as we kind of work around this area and blend it into here. I mean, actually, I think it's really just that side that needs some work, because this side already kind of fits pretty well. But with all of that brand new terrain work done, it gives me a much easier time trying to expand these fence out a little bit this direction, and of course, probably a little bit back here where we're going to need to start filling in this ravine somewhat. Yeah, no, I think I went through almost a double chest worth of dirt just getting all of this done. It's been a pretty crazy amount of work, but I am enjoying it. I think this area is looking pretty cool. Very excited to see what we can get. I also, I don't think I'm going to have kept it in the time lapse because it was like literally 2 seconds of work. But this is, I think, one way I might try and split the pathway off to come up to here. And in particular, this location for a viewing section towards our Ceratosaur. I haven't fully solidified I haven't fully solidified that yet, or figured out exactly how that's going to look. But it should be pretty cool once we finish. But anyway, with all that being said, I think it's time to get back to work on trying to finish Project 1. Okay, and after a fair bit of work, we have a much better exhibit. Oh, wait, no, we have to fix a problem. I put the Dinosaurs to wander, and I forgot to... Oh, I didn't bring any stone. All right, time to quickly improvise here before they all run away and escape, because apparently, in my rather sleepy finish of this build, where I was very tired, genuinely just forgot that I hadn't tiled that off yet. Oh, good job, Caden, good job. All right, but yeah, anyway, this is the revamp of the enclosure, and I think it's actually not half bad. I think these new fences are a bit more fitting for having Stegosaurs in. They're a little bit taller, they're a bit more, I don't know, sturdy looking since we've got the wire or the iron bars on them. I am possibly considering adding a row of slabs along the top, but I'm not sure if we're going to do that yet. The other big thing that I wasn't originally going to do was add in a new shelter. But I decided we needed one because with the Stegosaurs being added in, I wanted something a bit more impressive. And this has caused some problems. I did the same style of copper and deep slate for the roof, and well, I think it looks really nice. I forgot how expensive copper is. We've eaten through most of our copper supply, and you can't even see the roof from most angles. But I did it. I fully filled out that roof, and I think it's actually not half bad. The shelter could definitely use with a bit more decoration, but overall, I'm not going to worry about that right now. I have other things I need to get to this episode, And one of the big ones, of course, is getting a Stegosaurus in, because Stegosaurus was something I wanted to get in last episode, but now we have one after, well, doing another live stream where we got all that lovely jubbly DNA. We could actually definitely do with, I think we could probably fit 2 Stegosaurs in here, and then maybe another Dryosaur or 2. I think we've definitely got the space for that. You know, while we wait for this to hatch, I just quickly want to bring up, I am so happy with this. There is definitely room to expand as well. We could definitely push this fence a bit further down into that valley. And this fence out here a little bit further that way. Though, while I was working on this and rebuilding it for like the 2nd or 3rd time because I kept messing up the different angles that I needed to build at, let me quickly run over this side. I do think we could definitely put a pathway over here, and I know right now this is like a, you know, just a little like planted area, but we could definitely build like a little plaza type thing over here and then replace these iron bars with glass, make it look a bit more fancy and whatnot. I might do that. I had considered temporarily, at least, maybe we could throw like a restaurant or something back here, but I don't think we have the space for that. At least not yet. I mean, we'll do the terraforming to make that a thing, but for right now, I think that's a little bit of a over-ambitious project. I say, you know, having oh, the answer's almost ready. Okay, we can just kind of keep going. But yeah, a little over-ambitious, says the guy, you know, who built all of that already and did terraforming back there and in here, and has generally done a lot more work than I really meant to get done. Which is kind of funny. It's I don't know. I'm kind of getting that blast from the past feeling of just, wow, yeah, I remember doing all of that kind of stuff last time. And oh man, I think I've mentioned it already. If I haven't, I just want to quickly say it. It's wild to me sometimes. Like, there are just whole areas that on old worlds, when I occasionally take a look at them just to see, you know, like what I used to do, it's like, oh, this all looks really cool. And then I realize, oh, I built all that terrain. None of that is natural. Ooh, 96, 97, 98. Stegosaur, hello. Aren't you an adorable little guy? We have a female Stegosaur. Aw, she is super duper cute. Oh, oh, is she only walking on her hind legs? I don't know, but what an adorable little creature. Oh, that looks a little silly. I will feed you some potatoes. There you go. Now you're full. Aw, you little guy. All right, well, yeah, we got our Stegosaur added in. And now, of course, we can end the episode. No, I'm kidding. I, of course, have other projects I wanted to get started on today. And since we've got our Stegosaur in, which was something from last episode, I think the other thing I want to work on today, I'm trying to look over at this area and see where I want to throw it in. And actually, ooh, you know, I might have to switch which creature I do, because if I switch, I think I have a pretty interesting idea for what we can do. But I'm gonna look into this, and I'll bring you guys back when I've got the idea fully fleshed out. All right, guys, so after a little bit of work, and I'll be honest, about a week between the last clip and now, which, yeah, it was not how long I meant it to take. A lot of stuff just happened, and I've just been extremely busy. But anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah, so, because I just need to get this episode out now, because I'm so sorry it's taken so long, did not intend for that. I started working on this pathway up here, and I'll show you one last thing that or the other thing I kind of got to before I got massively waylaid. I started working on actually connecting up this upper area or making this upper viewing area for our Ceratosaur enclosure, which I think is looking pretty cool. It's a decent looking exhibit viewpoint. Obviously, it'll look better once we put more foliage in here. But got all this put together, got this walkway set up, and I think there's going to be another exhibit up here. I think I was planning for Dilophosaurus at some point, but that is not what I ended up deciding to work on, because at least a little bit, I think, I don't even remember when I started this next part, but I came down here and decided to bring back a bit of a classic, our Compsognathus exhibit, which of course is going to be in a tunnel underground, because I don't know how many times we've done it now, but we tend to do underground compy exhibits because it's kind of a cool look. Of course, we'll put some big glass windows up in the top to let some natural light in. Also, if you're wondering why there's a cow and chicken in here, for some reason, they were down in that little pit there. And when I kind of came back here and dug stuff up, I just found them sitting there. But yeah, anyway, I am hopefully going to get this Compsognathus exhibit finished up. And from there, we'll probably end the episode, and I'm trying to think what we'll do. I don't really know what we're gonna do next episode. I guess I might start some bigger project. We'll kind of see what happens. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna get back to work, finish up the compy build, and go on from there. All right, and with all that, we now have the second exhibit I've technically finished today. Well, I say today, this episode, which has now taken, I think, 2 weeks to make. Again, sorry about that. Hopefully the next episode will be up in a more timely manner. But anyway, oh, that's a creeper. Uh-oh, was not expecting you. Please, no explode. Okay, that was good. It would have been a shame if this all got blown up. But yeah, anyway, before we go inside, I want to go and kind of show you guys some of the stuff I guess I've done. I built this as a little bit of a balcony. I don't know why exactly. I just thought it kind of looked cool as like a viewing spot. Maybe when we decorate this out a bit more, or I don't know. Maybe if we ever get like Dicynodonts or something like that, we can chuck those in here, and they can have a nice. We can have a nice little viewing area for them up here. But anyway, connecting now on to our Ceratosaur enclosure, and between our other enclosures up there is this little just area. The outside is going to need more decoration, I think, at some point. I just don't really have any ideas how to integrate this perfectly yet, but I'll figure it out at some point. But anyway, going inside, we have this little viewing room where you can go and check out our Compsognathus, which we're going to throw in there in a second. This is another one of the builds I've done now where it's mildly inspired. Well, actually not mildly. If stuff like that's somewhat inspired by old builds, and bits of that exhibit are inspired by old builds, this is just straight up an old build. I don't think it's quite as pretty as the previous version was, but I had a lot less space to work with this one. But for what it is, I think it's pretty cool. We got this nice little opening in the roof, or in this, I guess, the ceiling or the top of the cave, to let light in and kind of give it that cool cave grotto type look, which I think is really cool for Compsognathus. I mean, I might eventually move them and put something else here in the future, who knows, but overall, I'm fairly happy with it. I think it looks good, and it's not terribly big, but that's mostly just down to Compsognathus is absolutely tiny. Also, you can really see here, when I said there wasn't a lot of space to build this, the hill ends like a few more blocks that direction, and literally like, well, yeah, 3 blocks from that wall is the staircase, which also meant I couldn't really go much in that direction. But anyway, overall, I think this area looks pretty good. So let's quickly, I guess we can put these here. Oh my goodness, those eggs are absolutely tiny. They're warm. Okay, so I'm gonna let these hatch real quick, and I'll bring you guys back when they are ready. All right, they are just about to hatch now. Hello. Those eggs are absolutely tiny though. So small. Come on. 3, 2, 1. One. There we go. There we go. 2 new compies. A female and a female. Okay, that's pretty cool. 2 female compies. But yeah, like I said, Compsognathus is it used to be really small, and I honestly think they're even smaller than they used to be in previous versions. They are so tiny, which is cool. I mean, they're very cute. They're super adorable little guys. Aw, hey dear. Such big eyes. So cute. But yeah, they're really cute little dinosaurs, but they're also just so tiny that building a massive enclosure for them didn't make sense. I was originally just going to dig a hole in the ground. I can actually show you what the original plan was, which was to kind of head up this way. And I think I was actually even just going to throw it either there, or was it here? I think, yeah, here. Literally just dig a pit from like here to here to get down a block or two, and just kind of have it be almost like a prairie dog exhibit at a zoo, but for Compsognathus. But whoops, didn't mean to do that. But I don't know, at some point I just started doing these like cave-like grotto type thing exhibits for compies, and I love them. I think it just looks super cool for the Compsognathus to have them in these little, I don't know, kind of overgrown, protected areas. I don't know. I just think it's a super cool place to keep them. Granted, Compsognathus is probably something we could keep with just about every other animal we have in the park, just because, you know, they're small, they're relatively harmless. At least I think they're relatively harmless. I don't think they attack anything really in this mod. But real quick, before we kind of end off for today, I do want to check on our Stegosaurus. Oh my goodness, which is right over there. Oh, you can tell it's taken me a while to get things done. She is quite big. Hello, how old are you? 8 days. I don't know how long it takes them to fully grow. I guess I could check the Dinosaur. It's about 16 days to fully grow. Aw. Super adorable. I can't wait to get another Stego, though. I absolutely adore Stegosauruses. They are incredible. But yeah, anyway, I think for time's sake, we're probably going to end everything off for now, and the episode off for now. My goodness. We're not ending the series just yet. But yeah, we'll end today's episode off for right now. Next episode, I'm not sure what we're going to do. I will let you guys leave any suggestions you would like for what you think we should add in. Whoops. I keep placing torches because I keep them on my offhand, but then like they just end up getting spammed everywhere. But there's a lot of cool things we could do. Obviously, Dilophosaurus is another Jurassic animal we could work on. Of course, if I really just want to go absolutely insane, I could start working on a sauropod enclosure, but I'm not sure I've lost the plot that much yet. We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, let me know what you guys would like to see next episode. Let me know what you guys think of what we got done today, or anything else we should add into the park. I'd love to hear what you guys think. And yeah, until next time, guys, see ya.